Okay, guys. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Jeneth Blackert,
And I'm Lyanca Reyna.
and this is the How to Hustle Mystic Morning Show. Today, we're talking about exploring past lives through hypnosis and QHHT, this quantum hypnotic process.
That's right.
We were talking a little bit about last night how we really got hold of our gifts and our talents, and we really knew that they changed us once we really started embracing some of the hypnosis. And it was funny because I was with Lyanca and she's like, at least you know your work really works after the after the
That's true,
hypnosis
right?
on Tuesday. And I was playing with it and I was going, wait, that really started working when hypnosis really changed me. And I feel like sometimes hypnosis gets a bad rap within this reality and the movies and how it's presented. It's like truly kind of a mind manipulation thing instead of making the choice to change your mind with it.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
truly, I mean,
Yeah,
became a different person
yeah.
because of it. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And I brought out some of the details of NLP, which is also a certification I'm trained in, and the hypnosis. And then we're going to really talk about QHHT because I don't know that much about it, to be honest, other than I really thought it was really a cool hypnosis that took me into my past lives and my journey. So maybe we'll even
It'll be
start
a
there.
fun show, right?
Yeah.
So QHHT is one of those processes that I fell into. I always say
Mhm.
that my spirit guides really guide me into what I should be learning and what I should be experiencing. And really, I never thought that I would be doing what I am doing today, certified in hypnosis and the QHHT process. It
Mhm.
is the one that I use is formulated from Dolores Cannon, the late great Dolores Cannon. So if you are familiar with her work, she's done lots of stuff that talks about past life regression and our life between lives. So it's
Mhm.
a fascinating, it works with the somnambulistic state of mind, basically
What does
the
that mean?
so
Somnambulistic.
somnambulistic is basically it's like a theta state of
Oh,
mind.
okay.
It's also been called our God pineal gland activated state of mind.
Okay.
So that is the part of the mind that we'll be speaking with, and we usually do that through imagery. Now, some people
Well,
think
that
that they can't be hypnotized because they can't see images and stuff like that, but
they
she's
can.
really found a way to, and right,
Yeah.
she's found a way to circumvent that, and she's done this through kind of a fast approach. And really what she realized is that her spirit guides gave her this particular type of hypnosis, and so she's put it together as a training, and there have been tons of people that have gone through it, but it is very vigorous process to do the training. And you have to do like 25 people to in order to get
Mhm.
certified. I mean,
Yeah.
it's intense. Like she's really wanted.
Want you good
Yeah, yeah, because
before you
there's
have her
it can
name
become
on it.
a little bit scary sometimes if you have
Mhm.
somebody that's going through a past life, and I don't want to scare anybody here either, but they some people can actually, in the process be going through the last day of their life, and sometimes
Yeah,
that
well,
means and
that happened with
experiencing a
me.
death. And
Mhm.
some people experience one of their past lives deaths as maybe painful.
Yeah.
And so what you can do is you can actually pull forth the subconscious and tell the subconscious, can you just observe, be an observer?
Mhm.
That you're that person, we will leave them there. But can you experience this without the pain? And then the subconscious
Yeah.
will pull back and look, and they'll realize that they can be an observer. But
Mhm.
when you're an experienced, and if you're an inexperienced practitioner, you might have somebody yelling in pain and you might freak out. So
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons why she's really adamant about having a very safe,
Well,
controlled
that's
atmosphere for doing that type of
that's tr
hypnosis. Yeah.
true about
Yeah,
hypnosis
yeah.
just in general
Yeah,
too.
right.
Yeah.
You just want to be, you want, like, the reason why hypnosis could have gotten a bad name, which I think it's really come around now. I think mainstream media is really understanding that our subconscious really can change things if we can change things,
Yeah.
that pre-programming. And what she realized was uh, that we have to do this with a lot of integrity.
Mhm.
And I think if more people are coming out with, actual certifications and like, with love for our souls, right?
Yeah.
Like we're really calling forth and putting a lot of love around the subconscious and in creating change in that way, then hypnosis will gain in popularity, right? Like it'll have a lot more credibility when you get people running around like a chicken or,
Yeah, the comedic
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing.
Don't get me wrong.
They
I
don't
think
do
it's
as much as that anymore.
right,
Yeah.
right. Because it's not so much of a surprise. I think we're starting to realize there is a way in which we can communicate with the subconscious. Now let's use that to our benefit to change some of these hidden misconceptions and negative self-talk and limiting beliefs so that we can actually do the shit that we want to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that we came here to do.
Before we get too far in, just a reminder that if you're on YouTube, go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit the bell.
Yay!
And I also wanted to remind you that Mystique is happening next Wednesday. And if you are interested in joining us, if you do right now before Friday, tomorrow, I am going to do a series of timeline jumping hypnosis hypnoses.
Okay.
I guess
Okay.
is that a word?
Is right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Those are good,
I've
y'all.
already formulated what it is, and it's going to be timeline jumping with your dragon, and it's going to help you connect with your dragon, help you bring up remembrances through playing with your guardian dragon, and all the way down more to manifesting and really having that new reality embodied in you.
It's so juicy. I listened to some of your hypnosis, not some. I mean, I've definitely have been with them. I can honestly say that the reason why I have so much more confidence is because I've just let that be on replay and repeat, and I'll go through some of those processes with you, and it just my subconscious will just absorb it, and I don't have to overthink about why I have. It could have came from a past life. Maybe I was a witch before. I know this is actually true, but maybe I was a witch before and I was persecuted for sharing this type of work, right? So I definitely have more confidence in sharing. Like on the show, like I know it for a fact for some of your processes.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
I mean, when I was getting certified, and now you've got to know I've been playing in this energy for a long, long time. But then I got into that like COVID rut and I was doing nothing and I was becoming complacent.
Well, at least you weren't drinking all the time. I was just chilling there.
Oh, so I did some of that too, though.
Oh, that's too
But
funny.
what I really found was, I was working a job with an internet marketer, and I was, trying to hide from it in a way. I was like, oh, I have to show up for something else. And it just seemed like a lot of work for the money that they were paying me. And then I was working with this 7-figure entrepreneurial group, and I was like, And so this was an escape for me. And I learned it from a man who really taught visualization. And so it would be every night, I would be like, okay, well, let's work on something about me, whether it's confidence or, weight release or whatever. But the one that I really got hooked on was the one around wealth and really creating wealth from within.
Ooh, that's juicy.
And he took it, it was just a beautiful visual where every night, it seemed like every night, I'd go on this journey with him. And if you wanted, you could even meet him in one of the versions of it.
Like meet him on the journey.
Oh,
I love it.
And that's like, so cool. Here I am out on the boat being your guide. And so then, he's like, can you feel my connection in the field of oneness?
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
And it was just like, I just loved communing with him. Like right before I went to bed, I'd close my eyes and I would kind of just commune with the therapist. And it was just so, so fun. And I thought, wouldn't it be fun to do this with our dragons?
Yes, that's what that was the similarity that I was hearing.
So that's why after we finished Tuesday's show and we're both like high on energy, and we're like, let's talk about the business. And we're like,
I can't think. Hold on.
Yeah,
Hold on. Let me get some food.
And Lyanca said, well, you really know your work works. And I said, I know it does. And I do from the testimonials that I've gotten. I do from,
It felt like
you
I was
know,
smoking ganja. I'm just gonna say, I was like, whoa, but a good kind, not like where I feel all like loosey goosey, but like a good kind. I felt super empowered. I felt
Mhm.
like my dragon was so excited, y'all. If y'all, you have to watch
Yeah.
the replay. She also put the hypnosis out on, well, she recorded
I
it.
just put it out
Yeah,
late last night with, and it does have the music, and I'm just
so
going to
beautiful.
leave it up because,
Thank you.
tomorrow is going to be better and different and longer. If you're part of Mystique, I will send you details about 4 or 5 p.m. tonight. I just kind of wanted to see if a few more people would join in
Yeah.
before we started
I got a
growth
couple
day.
people that emailed me and said that they might be on a different time zone. So even if
Okay.
you're not, if you are in Australia, we do our classes at 4 p.m.
So
So you would
yeah.
be morning time for y'all.
And
Yeah,
and if you are on the Mystique Visioneer Growth Day path, then we are going to also just send these to you
that's
in the audio form. So if you can't make it live, don't worry. And I don't know exactly how it's going to work tomorrow, but I'm going to be as specific as possible to get you in there.
I love it so much. Well, so going back to the hypnosis that you said you're going to keep up, which is the dragon wind, which I highly recommend. Go to our channel. If you don't know where our channel is, it's at How Hustle.
On
So just
YouTube.
search it on YouTube. Thank you. That's what I was trying to say. And then look for the dragon. It's got a cute little dragon image,
Mhm.
but that hypnosis was so intense, but it was so good. Like my dragon, and y'all will see me giggling.
Yeah.
My dragon and I were so we're I can't believe I get to say this like on like out loud. Like if you talk about not being persecuted anymore. So my dragon and I were so excited to be united. I can't believe I get to say this out loud. That's so funny. We were so excited to see each other. We were so excited to be united. I knew my dragon was always there as a piece of me. It would show up in
Yeah.
dreams. Remember, I told you about the dream, and it was my dragon for my dream too. And and we were just like, oh my gosh, we've got this united way in which to play, and we kind of made a pact in which like we would always not be. It was a clear communication, and we were just so giddy. Like you can see it, and I tried not to be like that weirdo that's like all rolling my eyes and stuff, and like I'm like, and I'm like, okay, shh, this is for everybody. Don't hijack the whole experience, but you will see me. I can't even hold my expressions back. So I mean, yeah, you can honestly say this stuff that you do is so real. It's so cool.
Yeah. I mean, I knew that working on bodies were changing, and I was
Yeah.
getting testimonials
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
But now the work has evolved, and now I've got this new piece. And from the summit, dragon, like all the speakers just kept encouraging me to
Yeah.
like go for it.
Yeah.
Let your light coats come out.
Yeah.
And it's starting to awaken, and we'll see how it evolves.
Yes.
It's kind of is it fun to kind of witness this? I mean, I just like think, I think if I'm witnessing this, you all must be witnessing something really freaking profound.
Yeah. So I would just highly recommend putting that hypnosis on replay. Just continue. Even if you don't feel like you're seeing something, it's reaching you. After a while, and I always say this, and Marianne Williamson always says as well. She says our spiritual journey is a attitudinal practice. Practice. We don't just show up at the gym, workout one time, and feel like we're going to come out all buff, right?
Yeah.
I wish that was the case, and you can do that with a little bit of meditation too, so it does enhance. But you really can change things whenever you just have something on replay, especially a hypnosis that's beautiful, like the one you recorded, and then just let it just kind of penetrate. Oh yeah, we have our chakra healings too, and if you just put that on behind it, let it be playing in the background. It also helps to just circumvent that naysayer in our head, and then it just works.
Actually, now I just got an idea. Wouldn't it be fun within those series of Friday hypnotherapy sessions that we would go the next leap and we'd actually do like a chakra one for 7 weeks, right?
Yeah.
A whole chakra dragon, maybe dragon, maybe not.
Right.
We'll see when we get there.
Yep.
but a whole chakra dragon series or something.
I
think
love
that,
it. I love
yeah. So
it.
anyway, just a few thoughts with that. We would like to, at some point, invite our Mystique members to share a little bit about Mystique next week or so. Lyanca has a trip. She's going to Cabo. So I'm going to be here, and hopefully one of the days we can just like play with this with the live show too, so I can give you a deeper introduction of it all.
Exciting. And
Yeah.
if you're a little bit confused, Mystique is our inner circle. It's like our highest
Thank
level of mastermind. It's where we come together to as a community and enhance our psychic abilities. It's a no judgment zone. It's beautiful. I love our community. It's growing. I have learned so much from them as much as I like teaching. So I am picking up so much from just the resilience of the people in the team
Agreed.
and in the community, like their passion and it charges me.
Mhm.
Anyway, just wanted to let you know what that
So-
was. And if you have any interest, we do have a whole website and we have exactly a whole like a
Page.
YouTube dedicated to talking about it, but you can also find that on our channel too. But like there's a page there that tells you about all the cool benefits and bonuses that you get.
Houthustle.com/join. I'll make sure that it's been in the last couple YouTubes. So I'll make sure it's in this one.
And while all those cool bonuses, like getting the replays from all the summits, like getting a fast action bonuses, like getting a one-on-one with either Jeneth or myself, if you decide to join before
the 11th.
Yeah, before the 11th. All of that's great. But the biggest benefit is the community. It's the change that I have seen from other psychics that come, because we all have our abilities and how we have really come online. Like that right there just fuels my soul. Like I thought that it was cool that we get to like share and teach or whatever, but like the stuff that I'm learning from other people is so freaking amazing. Like what's Tiffany came and she was like, "Oh, I have a pendulum graph that I use." And I was like, "Oh, so cool." She gets her little pendulum and she's got like this little graph, and it helps with muscle testing. I've never even seen that before in my life, right? So that's the type of stuff that we share with no judgment in that group. So that's my little PSA for
and
today.
it has a Facebook group.
Yeah.
And it's like you're always a part of it.
Sure.
And with a live show, you're always a part of it.
Yeah. So whether you feel called to join us in the group, you're a part of that. And then of course you're always part of our community too. We set really clear intentions for creating a new earth, which is why we keep telling you to go to YouTube and like and subscribe.
and so there's two versions to Mystique. One is just join it, and there's a 2-hour live group, cosmic gossip session. And then the second one is almost like it's an app that we've partnered with Brendan Burchard on, that really gives you like, let's walk through this every single day of your life. And it's done like Duolingo.
Yeah. It's fun.
So it's just, it's a lot of fun. I feel like I'm growing every single day now because I'm doing these shows and the app and everything. So it's like choose your own path that you would like to choose. So again, it's houthustle.com/join, Hout, HAUTE.
Love it so much.
Well, let's get into the show.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So do you want to, I had a little something that I wanted to share with Morning Brew with Woo.
Ooh, go ahead. You see what I did there?
So one of the awarenesses that I've gotten that you may or may not be interested in any of my Morning Brew with Woo, but I am fascinated with this idea of us being like strutting our stuff.
Yeah.
Right. And so we do these things in our life and we kind of hide it from you because we feel like it's vain, which is a limiting belief. And we have
I don't think I consciously do
that and created it.
I don't think I consciously do that, but definitely it's not like a full-on hide. It's just that I've never really shared.
Yeah.
Because
why?
Yeah.
But we're going to start bringing those things in.
I think it's important.
Yeah. Just to share our whole lives behind the scenes and everything, not take too long, just if you're interested, you're interested. I've been sharing some other things about
It's
supplementation.
important. I think there's so much out there. And one of the things that we've said as our true mission for the How Hustle was to bring products and services as recommendations that are better for the earth, better for each other, more sustainability, just have all of these check boxes. And I think that I'm always grateful when my friends do the research and I can be like, what'd you do? What'd you buy? So that's kind of this where it comes from a place of love, and just know that to the best of our ability, anything that we ever recommend on this show will come from that place. Of course, we can't always promise that, but we do stay away from like things like fast fashion. And I mean, we really want this to be about
helping people.
And ourselves,
helping you live your best life.
Earth. Anyway, so I just wanted to put that PSA out there too.
So almost every morning I ice roll my face, and I do it because it drains the lymphatic system down. It makes your face look slimmer. It makes you look better. If you've looked at some of my older videos, I actually look significantly younger because I started doing facial massage, literally just going in here and doing things, right? And so there's a woman.
I do face yoga. I do, but it has.
Maybe we should talk about that.
I do. It's fun,
so I have I use this. It's this giant. It's made out of aluminum. It even has like a little thumb spot here, and it literally it's cold all the time. Like, feel it.
Oh, it is cold.
Right? It's been out of the freezer since like 9 this morning.
Not really.
Yeah.
Wow, it is cold. That's crazy.
But it's insanely durable. And it just helps with depuffing and just moving things. And I know that a lot of people have been on that Wim Hof ice journey. Okay. Well, this is just more cryotherapy. And I'm gonna put it's on Amazon. It's on our main marketplace for Amazon. I put it in our recommendations, and I mean, it's just something that I use, and I thought I should just start sharing these things. So that's my morning brew with Woo.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. We'll see. Now you know that I do face yoga. And you know what's funny is that
come out.
Yeah, I know, right? And I can share the little things that I do, but one of the things that I thought was really funny was that you were looking back on the YouTubes and some of the stuff that we had posted from way back in the day when we were working together. And she sent me this video and I was like, who is that person? Like, I don't even recognize myself. I don't. Like, mind you, I had a toddler, so I was in a different place in my life. But I mean, my hair is all darker. I look all puffy for sure. Like, it's just crazy. If you even look at our first videos when we first started,
we had posted on the Mystique Facebook some of the older ones of us doing things together when we were like babies.
Yeah, I mean you can find it too, but
no, I took them all down.
Oh, okay.
You told me to. That's how I found it in the first place.
We'll put it back up on YouTube if you really, really want to see it, but. I think it's important because I always see people's journey and I'm like, dang, but you forget to see where they come from. And I like, even when you first look at us from when we first started the show, we really have been on a journey. And I have to say that's definitely from doing this work. Like it's an attestment for sure. For me to show up and say the words, I met with my dragon and we were excited to be connected in a more clear communication, that would have been unfathomable a couple weeks prior to, what is it, a year and a half now? Yeah. I just could not have ever pictured myself doing this. So
this is truly timeline. Like this show is truly timeline jumping us. And
for real.
I'm pretty sure it's timeline jumping most of the people in the inner circle and most of the people that show up regularly.
Absolutely. And if you're here, I always say this is like, don't even question. You are a light worker. You're a starseed. You are one of us. So just raise your hand. Keep showing up, keep commenting for us. And we love the community. And let's set some really great intentions together that we really, really do foster in this new idea of How and Hustle. that it be
There's some
just
comments in
generative.
the chat
Yeah,
that they
yeah,
do
yeah.
face yoga too and everything.
Cool.
So now we can even share in so many other
See, and do recommendations of what they think. Tiffany says, I'm finally getting to where I can even watch myself on replays. Girl, me too. And I'm like to the point where I now celebrate those old videos and that old image
Yeah.
of myself. Yeah, but it is a journey. It really is. I'm always inspired whenever I
Yeah.
see people's before and afters and stuff like that too.
I feel like a chaotic element of the universe in a way. It's gonna go up and smash some things. Smash some things in people's lives.
Well, the chaos always creates a repurposing, and it usually repurposes into a more intricate sacred geometry.
Mhm.
So allow the chaos, be with it.
All right, now back to hypnosis.
Go, go, go.
All right. So I don't know.
Well,
This is so
little
fun.
space
Just like
weather news.
you, okay, go
So
for
for
it.
today's Mystic Space Weather News, I have just a quick message for the Palladian message. And the Palladians are our extraterrestrial brother and sisters. They have a message for June 5th that says Ascension is a transformational experience for both the individual and the collective. If you do not allow yourself or the things in your life to change, transformation cannot take place. Look for the aspects in your life that need to change and that perhaps you are resisting. If you resist change, you will feel anguish and your heart will not be able to function at the optimal level of its multidimensionality, which we're talking about today. If you surrender, you will feel lighter, you will feel flow. Surrender and trust are two sides of the same coin, and you need both in order to stop resisting and let go of the grip. All the new things that are ready to come into your life need space and your conscious welcoming. The wings are growing, butterfly! Exclamation point. I love that because it reminds us that we are multidimensional and we are living in a duality. So when we come to Earth, remember, we forget all of our great things and we are ascending right now at a much faster rate. So just always say, give yourself grace, go out and do your grounding, and just remember that this is what we signed up for, even if we forgot. And that's what I got for Mystic Space Weather News.
I think the most interesting thing on timeline jumping from the show
Yeah.
is I used to not even listen to any space weather news.
I know.
I,
I know. It's
Yeah.
okay.
But
I want you to say this. Everybody hears
but
this.
when I was told, look, this is happening, these are ascension symptoms,
Yep.
and then other speakers started validating
Yeah.
it.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't enough that I did it.
No,
It's okay.
sorry.
I get it. It's okay.
I really got, and then the other day when I had that Aurora look up moment, it was like, wow, I am really connected to the earth and the earth is speaking to me and the moon is speaking to me and all the
Yeah.
elements are speaking to me. And it's like, wow, things have really changed in my world. And it's just so beautiful being connected in this
Yeah,
way,
isn't it
where
great?
you're not just like just an individual on a Zoom call, right?
Yeah. So what she's talking about as far as the Aurora incident,
Yeah.
basically she was doing some remote viewing and all of a sudden her guides were like, oh, she's listening. And so they sent in the message, right? So they sent in the message. It was like, look up. Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, it was specifically look up Aurora.
And I
I'm
talk
like,
about
I'm
auroras all the time. I know. Yeah.
But I knew then exactly what it said. And then the book,
I love
then
this so much,
and
y'all.
then I was looking for this hair product. And then I was like, well, maybe it's in this chest. And I pulled it up and the book was like,
and fell, right?
and
So
it
this
fell
fell-
and it opened up to a page of Aurora and other things that happened in Mystic Space Weather.
It's a book that you've had since you were in high school, and it's about UFO phenomenon.
I know.
And it's about mystic space weather.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
Good. It was so
That your
good.
guides were like, hey, no, this needs to be shared. This is kind of like a little bit of however you interpret it, but I hear it as yes, listen up, because people are experiencing things. And for me, the message that I always get is people need to understand that sometimes when the earth does coronal mass ejections, like it's been doing in this solar peak and through this ascension process, we get a little cray. It
Yeah.
affects our biology. And
Yes.
sometimes we make ourselves mad whenever we, especially like
When-
I'm all spiritual, I should know this shit, right? Like I should know it, I should not be getting grumpy, whatever. Don't fall for that. But I forget to give myself grace. And so by sharing all this about what's going on in our ethers, in the cosmos, reminds us that we are having a very human experience, and that we have to take a step back and be like, what are my tools? What can I show up to a podcast and feel a little better? Can I pray on my water and feel a little better, right? What are my tools so that I can get back to raising my vibration, so I can create the life that I want? But isn't that funny? Like, y'all, I sit next to her and she's like, I'm not listening to Space Weather News. But it's a beautiful thing that we're all connected and we have these library guides. Now, to bring all that back to hypnosis, again, would I be sharing any of this? No.
No, if we didn't go and really say we want to change our thoughts, feelings, emotions with hypnosis, yes, we didn't go there. Like it, and it was so interesting when we got to, wow, when we are in those different brainwave states. Even Michael Lennox talks about dreaming and how we forget our dreams. Like, I mean, we're forgetting our dreams as fast as we're forgetting our previous lives. Yes. You wonder how much of our previous lives are like stuck in that theta state.
Yes, 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 yes.
I mean, that's the big aha here, right?
Yes.
Because when we're in that theta state, we're different. And we are quantum.
So the theta state is one of the brainwave states. It's where you have suggestibility. It's where, like I talked about a second ago, it's where your penal, it's often called the God code. And here you have it listed as, it's in hypnosis, your critical conscious mind quiets down, right? That I always call it
your ticker.
Yeah. The one that's always talking noise. And your subconscious mind becomes more open to suggestion, like for me having confidence, right? Being able to share here, public speaking. That was not a thought for me. Yes, I did stuff, but it was not a thought for me. Anyway, it allows for new ideas, beliefs, and behaviors that are planted and nurtured without, here's the big kicker, without resistance.
Yeah, you don't fight it.
No.
Yeah.
And you don't have to really think about how is this working and what day was this that I broke all this in my brain? Whatever, right? You don't have to make a big story about it. You just allow it to come through.
Yeah.
Because our higher self, what I always say is the subconscious, the higher self, what I call the higher self connected to source, right? It's always guiding. But we have free will here on earth and we forgot a whole bunch of stuff. And with that case, sometimes we get without our plan, without our life purpose, and our higher self wants to guide us so much,
right?
And it already knows how to do this. You are already perfect and wonderful, and all those wonderful things.
Thank you for saying it to me.
Yeah,
and that's true for you too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes we got pre-programmed. We got pre-programmed with all this.
Still being pre-programmed in a way.
Yeah.
We've mentioned this on the show before, but when you're just watching and falling asleep to Netflix on your iPad right next to your face, and they're talking about all those different medications.
Yeah.
Look, those big farm marketers, they really get this.
Yeah.
And they get that you're just chilling out, letting your brain go while you're watching TV.
Good point.
So in a hypnotic state.
You are.
And then it's like telling you about all these drugs and stuff.
And you see all these beautiful people having these beautiful experiences. And even those commercials, they look kind of dreamlike, right?
They look like
dancing. They got these colors that it's vibrant. I mean, yeah, they've got that down. That's creepy.
Yeah,
so why don't you be the person that's in charge?
Yeah.
Why don't you be the one that's controlling what you are experiencing, what you're going to be programmed with? Maybe not programmed, but overriding that programming.
Right.
I was astonished to find that I could channel in the way, like with clear communication, as a result of hypnosis, as a result of the QHH
Yeah,
brushes.
really.
There to find out if Ryzen was to get help with my son because I was afraid of being a mom because I thought that I might lose him. Like I thought he might die. I went there to
Wow.
get more
I think that's a real fear for
security.
moms.
Yes.
I
I
think
didn't want to have children because of that. Deep down inside, I didn't want to have children because I always felt like my kid was going to die. And that was because of a past life. Like I had experienced that. So no way did I want to recreate that. But think about the love that I could have been cutting myself off of.
Wow.
Now, because of that, I was open to anything. So I just was open to any suggestion, or I just allowed the universe. And so again, it was talking about surrender, the Palladium message. I surrendered and I said exactly what was coming up. And that's how I got this clear communication and channeling. Tiffany says on the line right now, she says, I came here to learn channeling, but now I'm doing intergalactic light language.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tiffany barely,
I mean, within months.
Yeah, I was going to say that. It was like we just started this show not even a year and a half ago. So Tiffany joined us like a couple months ago. Intergalactic channeling. That's so like light language. That's so amazing, Tiffany. Like that's exactly the joy that we get to bring.
Yeah.
And we get to share this on this show every Tuesday and Thursday, regardless if you come and join our mastermind. She probably had joined our show, had been, digesting our show for free for a long time and finally decided to raise her hand and be part of the community. But these are the things that are available to us. Whether it's you join our show and watch it for free every Tuesday and Thursday, or you get it from someone else, be sure that you're the person that's directing that. You're the director of your
life. You create your life. We create your reality. We see this over and over again, which leads right into another benefit of hypnosis, which is neuroplasticity. And basically, the neurons in your brain are constantly rewiring itself. Constantly.
That's what it is.
And if you do it intentionally, you can change things from worth and fear to confidence and, being your greatness and thinking thoughts in your mind of, wow, I look so great. I am strutting my stuff. I am making a difference in the world. And you'll be able to see and receive when people are like, does this one change? And you changed my life. And now I'm doing this work and I'm changing others' lives. Whether you are, have a big platform or you're doing this in your family. Right? I mean, it like you change one person if you change yourself. You change one limiting belief and that changes other people's limiting beliefs. And, and that is how the brain works. And we just have to work with it.
Right? Let's us be the persons that are in control.
Absolutely.
You have the other benefit of hypnosis as being emotional regulation and memory rewriting. Again, that comes back to those. I didn't know that I was cutting myself off from being the wonderful experience of being a mom because I had this past life experience of my child dying at a young age. And I still feel that. But I now have this confidence of knowing why Ryzen is on Earth with me today.
He has a mission with you.
He does. My little guy has a mission. And that was so comforting, y'all. Like, I can't even put into words how much comfort that gave me as a mom to be able to have that open love and not have this just overarching fear. Think about all the things that I could have been keeping him from experiencing as keeping that fear alive, right? So I think that's another benefit, and it just works subconsciously. I didn't have to go in and
I mean, this is real world stuff. This isn't just like us channeling and saying, oh, the Palladians say you can change your mind. Right?
So funny and true.
I mean, but they do because they know how our brains work, though.
They're trying to, true.
So it's like you might be getting one from the Palladians and one from science, but look, I mean, it's truly different.
Tiffany is getting all the credit today.
I know.
Tiffany
She's
says,
rocking it.
Right? She says, oh my gosh, my friend falls asleep to Criminal Minds, then talks about how much anxiety she has. Girlfriend, one of our speakers was on, and don't get me wrong, those shows are really written to keep you on your toes, and I'm totally I've had my days where I've did the Criminal Mind binge and stuff. You can't turn it off once you turn it on. Like my husband would come over and be like, "Oh gosh, you're still watching that?" With the murder shows, right? And so,
Wow.
but one of the
Didn't know that
speakers,
about you.
no, I don't really, and didn't really, but if I happened to catch one or so, I couldn't turn it off. But that's why I don't put them on, because I innately knew that it couldn't be healthy. Because I
So
was thinking, I was
that's
like,
another,
ugh,
I mean, how
that's
much of that is
scary.
an addictive personality a little bit?
No,
You
yeah,
know,
totally addictive
we don't have to
personality.
go there, but it's
Yeah.
something to like know in the back of your mind that if you do have an addictive personality and you do find yourself binge watching things like this, maybe
And those
it's
shows are
time to just
totally written.
acknowledge
Yeah,
that
yeah.
and make a different choice if you
Yeah.
wish.
Yeah. So one of the speakers said that she was like, y'all, she said crime as entertainment and crime as, as therapy, if you will, like as an addictive source, if you will. She says that was never meant to be the case. Now we're just consuming it like it's going out of style. And yes, like I
Yeah.
said, those shows are written to so that they keep you hooked. Every time they go to commercial, I'm like, what's going to happen? And I'm fascinated by the human mind. So there is a level of that. But at some point, you have to sit there and say, look, this isn't healthy for me to be binge watching this much. And you're right, it's going to show up as anxiety. We are very suggestible. We are programming ourselves with that. Like in the evenings, it's almost like you're supposed to, I mean, not that for sure.
Yeah.
And I was being guilty. I was, doing that at a time too. Not as much as some of my friends did, but then I have to sit there and think about what is that doing to my nervous system?
Yeah.
Hypnosis helps to overcome that
Mhm.
addictive behavior. I would much rather fall asleep to the dragon hypnosis that you
Yeah.
did, that's available as a free resource on our site and on YouTube channel, than to be just feeling all gross about like somebody killing this person, and then I'm wondering like, who's gonna do that to me? Who's gonna do that in my friend group? Oh my God, could this happen? Like, why? Why are we putting that into our minds over and over? Because entertainment knows, because we're gonna keep watching it.
Yeah.
That's the algorithm that we keep saying we like to subscribe to. Change
Right.
the channel, do the hypnosis
Yeah.
instead, create the life
I
you
mean,
want.
well, you choose.
Yeah.
You can choose to watch the
Yeah,
crime,
yeah.
like, and you
I
can
don't,
choose the
yeah.
hypnosis too, and you can choose none of it. I mean, I just think it's important for you to feel really empowered in
I
the
love
choices
that.
you make.
Yes.
Yeah.
And know the connections, right? Like I'm not bashing those shows. Some of them are super intriguing to understand the human complexities.
Mhm.
But know when you are doing something in excess. Just like I don't bash, having cocktails.
Yeah.
I was doing it in excess and it was just taking me off my path, right?
Yeah.
So just know when you want to be able to reach for something that's just going to be greater. And
Mhm.
hypnosis to me was one of those things that gave me that ease,
Mhm.
that peace.
Yeah. And it's fun. And I love just listening and falling asleep to these things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because then I wake up like being like, what was the last thing I remembered from it?
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh yeah, I was in a field of bloom, right? Or I was, walking up the stairs or something.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just nice to like wake up and it's, go, wow, I think something changed. And that's what hypnosis has done. The other component that I think it's worth mentioning is I've done NLP certification.
Okay.
And when like even how you recall, like you look with your eyes. So it's often really helpful in various sessions with clients when they're on Zoom. You can see where they're looking. I do it with speakers on the occasion too. But the bigger things that I wanted to mention is it's really a like sensory-based code kind of system where you can like interrupt your pattern. And so if you find that you're always like back in the day when I was like pinching more than an inch, and it's like every time that I would go to the bathroom or be in the shower or something, I would like be like, dude, I can pinch more than an inch. that from the marketing back there in the 80s and 90s when
Oh,
you needed to eat the Kellogg's
interesting.
or
They used to
something like
pinch
that.
themselves. They had like a little thing. They were like,
Yeah,
you pinch
they
yourself.
had little love handles, and that was a whole marketing for the
I didn't know
commercial.
that.
And I found that I was doing that, and I did it for
Wow. Yeah, listen,
years.
see how she was programmed?
And it was in my head. And
Interesting.
now the advertisers and marketers with the big budgets are even doing this more.
Yeah.
So they, snagged me and they got it in my head that
Yeah.
I needed
you
to
were
eat
just
cereal
keeping it
so that
live.
I could, yeah, I was just keeping my extra flab alive, I guess.
Right, because you're
Right?
like, if you're
Because
like,
I was acknowledging it. I was like,
right, you were making, probably growing the
where,
inches.
where my focus goes.
Yes, the belly grows.
Yeah.
No, that's, yo, wow.
I know.
Oh, okay.
And so you can pattern interrupt with NLP is what I'm trying to
That's,
say here.
thank goodness.
And so when I caught myself doing that on a regular basis, I was like, no, I'm not doing this. And this was before I knew NLP.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that I was like, dude, why am I doing, or like, why am I just opening up the refrigerator?
Oh, I
and
used to
looking at
do
it?
that. I totally used to do that.
Like
all the
I'd be like, there's nothing here that I want to eat, but I'm going to stare at the refrigerator anyway.
Dude.
And it was like, and I pattern interrupted and
Okay.
reframed it. So
Yeah.
if you find yourself doing a habit and being like, ugh, why am I doing this again? Every time I procrastinate or get restless,
Uh-huh.
like what the simplest thing to do is say no. Some people put like a little rubber
Yeah, I was telling Harrison
band.
about that like yesterday because
Yeah.
he's been itching his
I
eyes
know.
and now he's got another sty.
Yeah.
And I said, some people put rubber band and they kind of just like switch it so that they know
Yeah.
they create a new neural plasticity
Right.
experience.
Right.
Go ahead.
Orna Matthew Walters talks about that. They actually have a whole brand where you have this little bracelet.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
when you do something, you move it to the other
Yeah.
hand because they don't want you to do self-harm.
Yeah. I know the lady that I learned it from, she's like plucking it, and I was like,
Oh,
goodness.
ouch.
I'll remember not to do that
You don't
again.
have to pluck it. Just be like, okay, as soon as I do this, it gets moved to the right wrist.
Yeah.
And then I get to look at it in the wrong place until I really choose to not. Yeah.
Makes you aware. And
Yeah.
I was saying that some people do this for like negative self-talk. I was telling Ryzen that. And I was like, man, I probably had that thing on the wrong wrist all like all of my high school
Yeah.
years, like all of life pretty much until I learned not to do that.
Yeah.
Or not to do that as much. Like I'm not like whatever.
I never really did it with the rubber band. I was always
I never did it.
I was always like, no, stop.
But the no works.
And that was really how I changed mine. And then when I found out from NLP and I started to integrate that with hypnosis, one person said, I still do a 2-finger double tap on my wrist.
See?
And I was like, okay. So, if you practice it, it works. If you don't practice it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Some of the comments on the feed are
they're cracking us up over here.
No.
She's like, there's Stephanie and she's like, don't even get me started on the ad companies. I'm sad that like you were doing the 2-inch thing. Like,
I know. Well, it is sad.
Most people don't know that though. And you unless you sought out to do hypnosis and to change your thoughts with NLP,
purposely,
right? Like unless you sought out and like you did the trainings, right? You would still probably doing that.
Yeah, for eons. You'd be going to your next life doing that.
It's really funny.
Ay. All right. I mean, so
yes. But now I know. So that like whenever I learned to start changing my language, and then I would hear you say, "I don't know," like as a
that's
joke,
another one.
All the time, I was like, "No, she knows." Like I could hear my higher self saying, "She knows." Yeah.
So we talk a lot about words or codes, and that's another big part of NLP work.
Yes.
Is the language precision, so to speak.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Where you really have to go, where even is this linguistic root coming from? Yeah.
I love looking at words now.
Yeah.
I used to always say that I was not a very good writer. I now knock that off just because I was better at like science and math.
Yeah. Well, I probably was too, but I love writing.
did not share that with you. But anyway, and I went to a writing school and all this stuff. Like my college was a writing school, but so that I created this whole facade of I'm not a writer. So how much have I probably been resisting just even sitting down being with my own thoughts? And I did that for years, even when we first started working together. I really never wanted to write copy. And it wasn't until I worked on another project that I was forced to write copy and really enjoyed it. I started to understand the power of our words as codes. And then I really love looking up words and learning new words and learning what they really meant. And so it's now been like this more spiritual journey with words, and that crazy.
Yeah.
That's changed my view on writing.
I really love doing Duolingo too.
Yeah.
Seeing some, like I do the Italian, and I've tried to do the Spanish with it, and I've almost gotten them confused sometimes.
They're so close.
Gato is still a gato. But I don't know what it is in the plural in Spanish. Do you know what it is?
We talk about cats? Yeah, gatos.
Gatos. So they just add an S. So in Italian, they just add an I. It's a gatti.
Oh, interesting. I said, oh. I love it. So language position, precision.
Absolutely. And so those are some of the benefits to NLP, and you can do them like any time, right? Absolutely. And the what follows the I am is so important.
Oh, it's
we just read that off the feed, and I think that's so key.
That's so true.
So talk about an evolved being. Some of our chats are.
I love it. Love y'all so much. I know that some of this stuff sounds very foundational. And yes, we do on this show talk about extraterrestrials. We talk about channeling. We've had some of the most profound speakers we talk about telomeres and epigenetics. But when we have a conversation that comes back to the foundation, and like you were rolling your eyes about space weather news, remember that these are the foundations. This is your guides that are trying to reach you with this foundational information, because it was never meant to be hard. It was never meant to be a struggle in the way that it is. And we almost reject things that are just too easy.
Yep.
So ask yourself, so anywhere where you think stuff is too easy, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate all that now?
Yes, please.
Anywhere where you think that stuff that works for everybody else and not for you, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate that now? And take a breath. Thank you. Anything that you have against us or anything that we're saying here, like some type of way, would you be willing to destroy and create that? Absolutely. And have it? Yeah, thank you.
Even me.
Thank you. Yeah, me too. Write an expectation. If you have an expectation and not letting your guides guide this experience, would you be willing to destroy and create that now, please? And take a breath.
Absolutely. Yeah. Wow, what a fun show.
I know, right? I cannot believe that we're already at the end of this show. We always want to remind you that everything we do is a portion of the proceeds go back to giving back. And the benefit right now, the organization that we're benefiting is riseandup.org. It's an organization started by students that are taking in, the old laptops and tablets, and they're refurbishing them to give them to other students that are in need for wellness and education. And they'll also send tablets to health centers, to people that are experiencing homelessness. So basically just being able to have that connectivity. I know it saved my life whenever I have found forums that talk about this crazy stuff that we do.
Yeah.
It really has saved me. So
absolutely. I love it. Oh my goodness. Just a couple other announcements. The replays for the summit are still up and will be up through Sunday, all of them. And then we will be featuring some others. And then we
extended it to have the replays open till next Sunday. But you should go in there and digest them now, because they are going away. And we want to be sure that you do get the opportunity to experience the summit that we just had. Those incredible speakers, they are all there listed under our videos in YouTube or on the replay page. And the replay page is in all of our newsletters, which you can sign up to get.
hustle.com/replay.
There you go.
I want you guys to consume what you can consume. If you're a part of the Mystique community, you get all of that too for life. or as long as you're a member of Mystique. So you don't have to purchase it, but you can. Others can and would maybe want to, and you can do that by looking for Clear the Noise plus Summit is the graphic that you're looking for that.
Anything else? What are we doing on,
Oh
what are
my
we
goodness.
doing
Oh,
next Tuesday?
and so we are going to feature some of those encore calls and have them back,
Yeah.
like live.
Some of the speakers, yes.
And we're starting with Tarek Babi because he really supported me with coaching and doing infinity healing around my dragon codes that came
Yay.
out a little bit on the show we had just last Tuesday.
Yeah.
So he's coming back. I'm hoping we can dive more in and have some other people get his support around it, because I really feel like the way that he dissected that, it was pretty freaking phenomenal.
I know, he's so good. He really is a leader in this work. And we're
Yeah.
having so many people come back. There's been lots of comments on the different shows that are like, are you having her back? Is she
Yeah.
coming back? Like Rita, she's did Archangel channeling. And so golly, like the images that she gave are images I'd never even viewed before about Archangel Michael. The other one, Yolanda, she talked about how she had black smoke come out of someone from doing a clearing, and then in the other room someone else saw the black smoke. Y'all, this is stuff we can't make up. So definitely check out those replays too.
Absolutely. We will be back next Tuesday, and I hope you have an amazing weekend. If you are in Mystique or you want to join, please join before 5 p.m. today so we can get started live with some of those hypnosis starting on Friday.
That's right. Always be sure to find anything and any questions. You can always send us an email at team@howtussle.com. And we're just taking a little time to enjoy the woo.
I love that. Maybe that's always our finish line.
Yeah, I like
Take
it
a
too.
little time and enjoy the woo.
Have a great one, y'all. That's too
Bye,
funny.
everyone.